And now, Patient Griselda. The Marquis of Saluzzo, overborne by the entreaties of his vassals, consents to take a wife, but, being minded to please himself in the choice of her, takes a husbandman's daughter. He has 2 children by her, both of whom he makes her believe that he has put to death. Afterwards, feigning to be tired of her, and to have taken another wife, he turns her out of doors in her shift, and brings his daughter into the house in guise of his bride. But, finding her patient under it all, he brings her home again, and shews her children, now grown up, and honors her, and causes her to be honored as Marchioness. Gualtieri by name, a young man but head of the house, who, having neither wife nor child, passed his time in naught else but hawking and hunting, and taking a wife and begetting children had no thought, wherein he should have been accounted very wise. But his vassals, booking it ill, did oftentimes entreat him to take a wife. The worthy men replied that they were well content, so only he would marry without more ado. And Gualtieri, who had long noted with approval the main of a poor girl that dwelt on a farm hard by his house, and found her fair enough, deemed that with her he might pass a tolerably happy life. Wherefore he sought no further, but forthwith resolved to marry, and having sent for her father, who was a very poor man, he contracted with him to take her to wife. I have found hard here by a maiden after mine own heart, whom I purpose to take to wife, and bring hither to my house in the course of a few days. He called her by name, to wit, Griselda, and asked her where her father was, to whom she modestly made answer, My lord, he is in the house, meeting her father, whose name was Januculo. I am come, quoth he, to wed Griselda. Whereupon Gualtieri took her by the hand, led her forth, and before all the eyes of his company, and as many other folks were there, caused her to strip naked, and let bring the garments that he had fashioned for her, and had her forthwith arrayed therein. The wedding was fair and stately, and had he married a daughter of the King of France, the feast could not have been more splendid. It seemed as if, with the change of her garb, the bride had acquired a new dignity of mind and mien. Moreover, she was so obedient and devoted to her husband that he deemed himself the happiest and luckiest man in the world. She had not been long with Gualtieri before she conceived, and in due time she delivered a girl, whereat Gualtieri made great cheer. But soon after a strange humor took possession of him, to wit, to put her patience to the proof of prolonged and intolerable hard usage, he sent her a message by a servant. So the servant came, and, Madame, quoth he with the most dolorous mien, so I value my life, I must needs to do my lord's bidding. He has bidden me to take your daughter, and he said no more. But the lady, by what she had heard, had read in his face, and remembered of her husband's words, understood that he was bidden to put the child to death. Gualtieri, marveling at her constancy, sent him with the child to Bologna, to one of his kinswomen, who he besought to rear and educate the child with all care, but never to let it be known whose child she was. Soon after it befell that the lady again conceived, and in due time was delivered of a son. Not many days after, Gualtieri, like in manner as he had sent for the daughter, sent for the son. Years not a few had passed since the girl's birth, when Gualtieri at length deemed the time come to put his wife's patience to the final proof. Nor was it long before Gualtieri, by counterfeit letters, which he caused to be sent to him from Rome, made his vassals believe that the Pope had thereby given him a dispensation to put Griselda away and take another wife. Now no sooner than Gualtieri dismissed Griselda than he had his vassals to understand he had taken a wife, a daughter of one of the counts of Panago. He accordingly made great preparations as for the nuptials, during which he sent for Griselda, to whom being come, quoth he, I am bringing hither my new bride, and in this her first homecoming I propose to shew her honor. Albeit each of these words pierced Griselda's heart like a knife, for that, in resigning her good fortune, she had not been able to renounce the love she bore Gualtieri. Nevertheless, my lord, she made answer, I am ready and prompt to do your pleasure. And so, clad in her sorry garments of coarse romangolo, she entered the house. Now Gualtieri, who had sent words to his kinswoman husband at Bologna, praying him to be pleased to come with this girl and boy of his to Saluzzo, and to see that he brought a goodly and honorable company with him, and to give all to understand that he brought the girl to him to wife, and in no wise to disclose to any who she really was. Receive, then, this girl, whom thou supposest to be my bride, and her brother, with glad heart, as thy children and mine. These are they whom by thee and many other it had long been supposed that I did ruthlessly to death, and I am thy husband, and loves thee more dearly than aught else, deeming that there is none that is like the good cause to be well content with his wife. Which said, he embraced and kissed her, and then, while she wept for joy, they arose and hied therein where sate their daughter, all astonished to hear the news, whom, as also her brother, they tenderly embraced and explained to them, and many others that stood by, the whole mystery. Alone and meeting her father, whose name was, I don't know how to say it, sent him with the child to Bologna. Sure. Sent him with the child to Bologna.
Bologna.